and welcome to a special mini-sode of You Crime, the show where Maddie and I discuss the funny, strange, and obscure crimes of yesteryear every Wednesday. This special bi-weekly segment is called Can You Crack The Cramp-Word, which is slang for a difficult or obscure term, which I thought was very fitting for this segment. With me today are Nick and Brandon from the Tennish podcast. And before we begin, I'd like to give them the opportunity to tell us a little more about themselves and their show before we start the game.
Cool. Well, Lindsay, thanks for having us. This is Nick here.
Thank you.
Yep, that's Brandon on the other line. So me and my sidekick host, Brandon, we host the Tennish podcast. It's a weekly podcast where we cover top 10 lists on pretty much anything and everything. We cover top 10 lists like the highest grossing movies, the deadliest animals, the best presidents, the worst presidents, and pretty much anything else you can think of.
One of us does all the research, and the other one has no idea what the list is before the episode starts. So they guess along with the audience.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that sets our show apart is that most of our lists, 90% of them, are based on quantifiable data. So instead of our favorite movies, it's the highest grossing movies as one example. So
Sure.
Anyway, we have 125 plus episodes out now and hope you'll check it out.
Yeah, I've listened to you guys' show a few times, and I think porn videos one was one of my favorites. That one was really funny.
Yeah, Brandon too.
Oh, the porn search terms?
Yeah.
Pornhub. Yeah. We did the most commonly searched for phrases on Pornhub.
That's one that we both unknowingly had done research on for many years.
You had no idea you were part of the people that were being added to these lists.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fair. At least, you were thoroughly researching what you were going to be talking about.
Yeah. And I don't think he'll admit it, but it's possible Brandon was even doing live research during the show while we were recording, and I just didn't know it at the time.
I wasn't doing a tubing.
Okay. Well, Lindsay, I feel very prepared for this segment because we've also done top 10 lists on our show about the English language, like the top 10 most commonly used nouns and adjectives, things like that. So I know we're going to nail this.
Neither of us are very good at it.
Well, okay,
You know
contradict what I just said. But
just, do your best. That's all you can do. Just keep swimming, boys. That's all you can do.
We're going to swing for the fences on this.
I'm here to swim and swing. Let's do it.
Just swim and swing, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we made a weird Signs and Dory reference, so I like it.
Yeah, timely. We just talked about Dory recently, huh, Brandon?
Yeah, you did. You did.
On the episode that dropped today. The animated films. Remember Ellen DeGeneres getting her ass canceled lately?
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't we also talk about her on our Psychopaths episode?
Yeah, that might be it.
We've talked about her a lot lately.
Listener of the show, Ellen DeGeneres. She's actually a Patreon member on our podcast.
Nice. Lucky you. Getting that DeGeneres money. Is she really DeGeneres one?
All right, I'm not going to respond to that.
Yeah, that was bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of hate myself for that one. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to cancel our appearance on this show now. Because
you immediately drop out. You're like, peace out, bitch. And then you just drop off.
I can only take so much.
No, I'll stay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Are you into top 10 lists? What about pop culture? Or maybe you're just a nerd like us. We've got a show for you, loser. Hi, I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon.
We're the hosts of the Tennish podcast, a comedy and edutainment podcast covering a new top 10ish list every week, including fun facts and trivia. We've covered lists such as the top 10 most popular 90s songs on Spotify,
the deadliest animals,
the worst U.S. presidents,
the leading causes of death,
the best-selling video game franchises,
the most common murder methods.
Okay, are you going to give one that isn't about death?
The deadliest jobs in America.
Listen to these and countless other top 10 lists every Wednesday at tennishpod.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Top horror villains by their kill count.
I think we're done here.
If you listen to this podcast, there's a good chance you will die.
We are the Tennish podcast. That's 10ish. Bye.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
Yes.
All right, Nick, your first term is butter upon bacon.
Butter upon bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think this through here. So at first, the average person, when they first hear that, they might immediately jump to a food-related meaning,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not you pervert.
No, not me.
You jumped to something more sensual, didn't you?
What is it? Butter upon bacon?
Butter upon bacon.
Is that a thing even? I mean, I guess you might put, do you put butter in the...
It sounds like the name of an English town, like Stratford upon Thames or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounds like cholesterol upon fat to me, but
Sounds good.
it does sound a little good.
Butter upon bacon. You know, my mind is actually going toward, because maybe I'm wrong. I don't think butter's not typically something you put on bacon, right?
I would hope not. That's just heart disease waiting to happen.
So maybe butter upon bacon is supposed to be something to the effect of, two things that don't belong together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it could also mean something sweet on top of something good. Or I guess butter's not sweet, but
they're both savory.
They're both savory, very...
Maybe it's something superfluous because there's plenty of fat already in the bacon. That's why you don't need butter to cook it.
Yes, fucking Brandon. All right. So, Lindsay, what I want you to do is I want you to edit this episode to make it sound like, to take Brandon's contribution out right there. And now I'm going to say it myself, and you'll edit it to make it look like I came up with that on my own. Here it comes.
Got it.
3, 2, 1. Maybe it's something superfluous, because bacon already has plenty of fat on it. When you add butter, it's just overload.
It's fucking stupid. Stupid idea.
I'm really impressed with myself that I came up with that. That's my official guess, that something is, however you want to summarize that, something that doesn't need anything extra but gets that extra thing anyway.
You actually are 100% right.
Look at that.
It's
Brandon, can you believe it?
It's too much. It's too much extravagance.
Yes, I can.
Too much extravagance. See?
Yep.
Fuck.
Decadent. There's nothing more decadent than a big hot stick of butter on top of a slab of bacon.
Decadent is a fucking word that is underused. Am I right?
It is.
I mean, you don't hear that word enough.
I've been dropping gifts all over the place.
No, Lindsay's going to be editing this appropriately, so no one will know.
No one will ever know. I'll take it to my grave.
All right, butter upon bacon, extravagance upon, what was it? Something.
Too much extravagance.
Too much extravagance, yeah.
Nailed it.
Right.
It's just over the top. Too much. All right, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Your first term is heathen philosopher.
Is that what's going to go on my tombstone?
No one would ever mistake you for philosopher.
Heathen philosopher.
Yep.
I feel like that's fairly straightforward. Well, I know heathen is like supposed to mean someone who lives outside of religious ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And philosopher, someone who's interested in the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess that this was like the original one, like an original neckbeard atheist. Like when in ye old times, when someone was annoyed by a nerd who kept interrupting with like, actually, and pushing their atheism on everyone, they would call them a heathen philosopher.
Was that your final answer?
Yeah, my final answer.
Brandon, you should consider guessing. When I think about this, I think about kind of the original neckbeard nerd that pushes their atheism on everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's just my gut feeling. You don't have to go with that, but I'm thinking that might be it.
You're putting a lot of pressure on Lindsay to cut this episode up like a jigsaw puzzle and rearrange it.
She's a pro. She's got it.
I mean, I am a whiz with the cutting and the splicing.
I'm trying to save her work and just nail them all the first time.
I appreciate that. All right. I hate to break it to you.
Uh-oh.
But a heathen philosopher, according to Victorian slang, is a shabbily attired man whose underwear can be seen through the holes in his trousers.
Oh my God. Well, we were close.
That's just a crackhead now. What a great way to describe.
That's just walking through downtown Portland, Oregon now.
Look at all these heathen philosophers. What a night it sounds like a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
It does, and you're really just calling them a crackhead, basically.
You have to wonder why such a perfect pair of words and a perfect meaning for those pair of words, why did that die out? It's so good.
It is really good. Like, I love how on the nose it is. It's not just like extravagance, where it's just like, oh, it could be really lavish or whatever. It's like, this is a very specific term for a very specific subset of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With very specific requirements.
I say we bring it back.
I think we should.
Let's start with a hashtag.
feel like the philosopher part was probably used ironically.
I'm going to assume so. I'm assuming this is where like the atheist part of it comes in, where they're like dressed like, they're
I
coming
pictured a
around from
sandwich board guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe instead of heathen, because heathen is kind of misleading. It should be like, a dumpy philosopher or a
Scabby.
yeah,
Or like
a scabby philosopher.
a dumpster philosopher. Just looks like he rolled out of the trash.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, don't they call you the hot dog philosopher?
Nobody calls me that.
I don't know. Okay.
So what are your philosopher's stones then? If you're the hot dog philosopher.
Oh, I only barely understand Harry Potter.
That was a balls reference.
Oh wait, it is?
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, I thought it was about Harry Potter.
Well, it was, but I was making
about Harry Balls.
I was making a dick and ball joke.
I missed it.
I'm sorry I was too highbrow for you. You heathen philosopher, you.
Yeah. Hey, I got it, Lindsay.
Okay, thank you. It landed somewhere in a flaming dumpster. All right.
Right next to those hot dogs.
Right next to the hot dogs. They smell so good. But you shouldn't eat them.
No.
All right, Nick. Your second term is chirping Mary.
Oh, sounds like my first wife. Am I right, fellas?
Oh my God. You like some old man in the Catskills?
A chirping Mary. Okay. To me, that seems like it's one of two things. It's either A, used to describe a woman who is perceived to be kind of a chatty Cathy. They maybe a gossiper. So that's option one. Option two is that Mary, I know back in the old days, that could be used to describe a homosexual or a possible homosexual.
Like an effeminate.
Yeah. So I don't know where the chirping comes in there.
Mary or a Nancy.
Maybe, yeah, that's right. Maybe chirping Mary was like a flamboyantly gay person, someone that wasn't afraid to, chirp about how much they fucking love the same genitals they have. So, Brandon, which of those two meanings do you think is closer?
Okay, I'm going to stop you for 1 second. I should have clarified. Mary as in Merry Christmas, not Mary as the name.
Oh.
I'll cut all that out.
She let
so you
us
still
go
sound
for quite a while.
I loved it. I kind of want to keep it, but I will cut it out because I respect you too much. So, chirping Mary, Merry.
You don't have to cut it. Chirping Mary, Merry. Okay, so then that to me is just like you're happy. You're outgoing. You're happy. You are optimistic. You're a positive person.
Mary is the adjective. Mary is the way in which you are chirping.
Yeah.
Happy way.
Happy way on a happy day. That's what Brandon just said, and I said is my guess.
Okay, you're half right. It's feeling
half I said.
Yeah, exactly. Brandon, God damn it.
It's the half you did, Brandon. It's feeling in a good mood because you're having a drink with friends.
Oh, okay. Well, the drink with friends just implied. If you're happy, then you're drinking with friends.
Yeah. If you're happy and you know it, take a drink. So
you're having a little chirping party among friends.
Yep.
Just
a bunch of chickadees.
All right, I fucking nailed it.
You did.
A bunch of chickadees slamming Irish car bombs in their first night out in a year of pandemic.
God, can you imagine having to be the person that throws out all the lightweights once the bar is open 100%?
Oh, my.
I think it's getting to the point where people are starting to get vaccinated and are going to start going out and making fools of themselves across, I think we'll have a lot of memes of people laying face down in puke throughout all of 2021.
Oh, yeah. The second half of 2021 is going to be like the 6 months of regret. That's just all it's going to be.
It's going to be like spring break across the world.
9 months. 9 months from then, there'll be so many fucking babies born.
Oh, my God.
Nasty little babies.
Pandemic babies.
All right, Brandon, are you ready for your second term?
Yes.
Do you think the babies will come preloaded with the 5G that Bill Gates put in the vaccine?
I hope so. You think it's going to be like in Babylon 5 where they just have a little thing attached to their hand and that's like the Wi-Fi router for their 5G?
I mean, I can't rule it out.
Just
it all depends on what Bill Gates designed for the vaccine.
That's true.
I started picking up the Bill Gates podcast within a few minutes after getting my vaccine. I can't turn it off.
Like you physically, your body picked up.
Yeah, I just hear it
I
all
see.
the time.
Okay.
It's better than like getting the Apple vaccine where it just auto downloads a U2 album without your consent and then you can't get it off.
We got to figure out a way to get the Tennis podcast preloaded in this vaccine, right? That's how we grow listenership.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Captive audience.
People tore Bono a new asshole for that.
Mm-hmm.
Worth it.
I don't know if that's a road we're ready to go down. I don't know if we have
more.
I don't know if we have a strong enough asshole to go down that road.
Well, you'll get a few new assholes. Remember, you'll be fine. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead with the
That's all right. Your second term is mullygrubs.
Mullygrubs.
Sounds like what you do to yourself during the Pornhub episode.
Mullygrubs. Mullygrubs sound cute. They sound like dirty, cute little guys. I'm going to guess that they're not like dirty, cute little guys.
No, they're not like heathen philosophers.
You sweet little mullygrubs. Now, grubs is either like grubs like a little wormy maggot type thing, or grubs is also food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess that this refers to a type of food, a type of grub. And then
how long has the word grub been used that way? Isn't that relatively new?
I don't know. Somewhere. Okay. I mean, who knows?
All right.
That's what we're here to learn.
Trying to help you.
It can't be. I'm guessing it's not the little worms.
I can tell you now that it's not little worms.
Okay. So then the mully part. I don't know what mully is, but I have a feeling it has something to do with being like berries on the dirty ground. So I'm going to guess that this is some kind of sweet and savory snack.
Okay. Like dirt berries?
Yeah, little dirty berries.
That was my nickname in college. Just
interesting.
It's actually slang for faked or exaggerated bad mood. So you're pretending to be in a bad mood.
Why?
Oh, you got a case of the mull. Oh, So mullygrubs is you're pretending to be in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, who's doing that? Why?
Who's got the fucking time for that? You could just be in a bad mood naturally.
I'm just in a bad mood perpetually. I'm in a bad mood now.
It sounds like something a teenager would do.
Right. Like that's what I was going to say.
I mean,
to kind of show out or to show you that you hurt them.
That's the perpetual state that my 12-year-old is in right now, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to start calling her a mullygrubber, and she'll be like, what does that mean?
She's got
and then you say, listen to my fucking podcast. That's what you say when she says that.
I gotta imagine that like would just twist the knife, the annoyance knife a little bit with a 12-year-old, and they were already pretending to be upset, and you said, "Oh, someone's got a case of the mullygrubs."
Oh man,
mm-hmm.
She'd probably murder me in my sleep.
Yeah, don't push it with those mullygrubs.
Yeah,
seriously.
It'd be a lot easier if they were some kind of dirty berry snack, like a nature box snack, and you could say, "Hey, cheer up with some mullygrubs."
We started this current conversation on, well, who does that? Who has time to be in a bad mood? Who has time to fucking make up a new word for just dirty berries on the ground as well?
That's true.
I did tonight.
Okay. Well,
tell me that mullygrubs does not sound like the name that some hippie, hipster, millennial, nature-based.
Millennials didn't exist in the old times.
No. Oh.
It sounds like something that would be made on like in a commune. Like, that type of like creepy peanut butter that some of them make. This is like the jam that goes with
creepy.
Yeah,
the creepy commune peanut butter.
the malnourished women go out during the day to harvest berries to make mullygrub at night in a big pot. Everyone eats mullygrubs out of one big pot in the commune. Yeah, that's what mullygrubs are.
Yep, nailed it.
We're changing definitions here tonight, I guess.
Yep. Well, it needs to come into the 21st century, 22nd century.
Yeah, we've wised up a little bit.
We're not the 22nd century, but I still
the
get
21st.
Yes.
Time is hard.
If we're in the 22nd century, then something happened between before and after I hit record. Yeah.
The blip happened. I just woke up and I don't have any pants anymore. It's weird.
Brandon, is that you? Did you change voices?
I have pants on.
We're not discussing porn right now, so it's fine.
Cool. So we did it, right?
You did it.
10 out of 10%?
Nailed it. Crushed it.
See, we're just too smart for this.
You are. So, on that note, I would like to thank Nick and Brandon for joining me today for Can You Crack the Cramp-Word? And before we go, can you please tell our listeners where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at TenishPod. And that's the number 10, 10, and then ISHPOD. You can also find us and listen to us at tennispod.com. We're on all the podcast players out there. You can follow me, Nick, at the Nick, EMEL, on Twitter. And Brandon, I know you got a fucking Twitter too, huh?
I got a Twitter, and my Twitter, you can follow me there at Sidekick Host. If you like Sopranos memes, follow me.
That's Brandon's brand on Twitter.
What sort of episode would you say is a good one to introduce people to? If you had to pick between the 125 you just said that you've released, pick one.
As of
good luck.
Yeah, I don't. So the Pornhub one is actually a good one. That's one of our most downloaded ones. It's episode 107. Yep, episode 107. We did the top 10 porn searches. Brandon, what do you think? What else?
Let's see. I'm trying to look for a history podcast, pandemic one.
Oh, deadliest pandemics in human history. I just passed that. It's episode 70.
I'm going to say, I think I did it, in March of last year. Episode 79, the deadliest pandemics in human history, was a fun one. If you haven't got enough of the fucking pandemic in the last year and you need a little bit more, check out episode 79 of the Tennis podcast.
Awesome. Yep. I'll make sure to include links to both of those.
Thank you.
I'm probably going to go listen to the history one right now because that sounds fascinating, but I for sure listen to the porn one because that's
if you love
how I roll.
Exploding dead, diseased corpses being catapulted into cities to spread the plague, then you'll love the deadliest pandemics in human history.
That's just called a Saturday afternoon where I live.
Right. It depends where you live.
Well, on that note, as always, I'm Lindsay, and I'll see you next time with another tale as old as crime.
The Oracle Network.